Well, a major shake-up of the electricity sector is closer, with the energy regulator proposing rules that will take pressure off the grid and avoid blackouts. The Energy Market Commission has released a draft plan under which commercial and industrial customers would be paid to reduce their power usage at times such as heat waves. But it's not going to come into effect until 2022. And households won't be able to take advantage of it either, even though the technology's already here.
This means consumers can get paid for being smart with energy, preventing blackouts for everyone. This is our vision for demand response.
The crazy thing is, something similar is already in place in Queensland, with thousands of households being paid to cut their usage in peak times. The Australia Institute is one of the three groups that proposed the demand response option to the Commission. Dan Cass is strategist at the Institute. Dan Cass, you wrote to the regulator wanting this to be available for both wholesale but also for households, for the retail market. Why do you think the regulator hasn't gone for that?
We are disappointed the Commission didn't go as far as we wanted and introduce residential demand response from day one, but we'll work through the technical working group process to see if we can't bring that date forward.
Even though retail customers aren't in it at the moment, is it going to bring power prices down for everyone, do you believe?
Yes, that's the interesting thing about demand response. The primary benefit initially goes to those who participate and make money, a cash refund effectively for using a bit less energy when the prices are very high. But the side effect is the whole market benefits. So the competition will lower the price that everyone pays for wholesale power. And that's why there was so much support for our rule change from industry and also the market agencies and the Australian Competition and Consumer Commission as well.
How big do you expect the savings to be on people's bills?
Right. We haven't got modelling that tells us exactly how much to expect ordinary households will benefit from the reform, but it's worth remembering that peak prices are very expensive, so the average price of power in a jurisdiction might be $70 or $90 a megawatt hour. It can skyrocket to $14,500 during peak waves in summer or chills in winter. So you don't need to lower many of those peaks across even many hours over many days to make a big hit on the average price paid for wholesale power in this country.
The regulators said that it's aiming to introduce this in 2022. Now, the regulator, or AEMO, who manages the system, has already raised concerns that there may be blackouts this coming summer. Do we not need to rush this a little? I mean, 2022 seems a long way away.
Look, I think you're on the money, and if we turn our minds back to the blackout in South Australia that triggered this whole conversation, Dr. Alan Finkel, the chief scientist, recommended demand response in his review of the system, and COAG Energy Council approved all his recommendations apart from the emissions policy, and they singled out demand response in their communique. So back in July 2017, they said they wanted this in the market by the next summer. So we're already behind that timetable.
The AEMC has set this 2020 deadline, which is quite far away to bring in this demand response. However, it's already working and in place in Queensland.
You're right. Queensland is way ahead of the pack in many regards. Something like 1.2 million consumers there, about 55% of Queensland, participate in some kind of demand-side activity. And one of the most notable is the Peak Smart system, which has about 90,000 households with at least one air conditioner connected up. And they can be throttled back by the network when the network is under strain. And that's just a great example of Australian innovation, and we can definitely build on that after the wholesale demand response reform really opens the market right up.
And what are the savings to Queenslanders who have that in their homes?
I think with Peak Smart, it's $400 up front, plus you get the computer system that connects your air conditioner to the network given to you for free. So there's a benefit straight up for those who participate.
So if it's already happening in Queensland, why can't we just have it in all of the other states?
Right, so the technology is proven and reliable, but it's the next level which requires integrating the dispatch system run by AEMO and the market system into the aggregations of demand response. So these fleets have been described.
There's a lot of big words there. What does that actually mean?
Right. It's the coordinating and controlling which the energy operator needs to make sure will work properly, because once it's in the system, we all need to know that it's reliable and safe.
So really, what I'm hearing is we've got the rules today, or the announcement today, and this will set the whole energy market on the course for demand response. But Queensland already has it, and we could just copy that if our regulators stepped on the gas a bit.
Queensland shows the technology works and is reliable. It's really a matter now of quickly and carefully rewriting the rules so that this technology can compete in the market, and that will really unleash a lot more innovation, and everyone can participate and lower their bills and keep the energy system more reliable.
Dan Cass, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.